Hey, here we go. Hey, welcome back to Nights and Weekends with me, Marcus, your host. This is a more health related Nights and Weekends. I could definitely go all in on the politics at the moment, but right at this second, I'm kind of waiting for some stuff to kind of roll in on Tim Waltz and on Kamala Harris. Okay. Hopefully I said her name right. How about I just say Vice President Harris? But this is my thing on why I don't take Ozempic. Let me first get this out the way. One, I have a bet going on with somebody who I love and is my best dear friend in the entire world. And for our bet, we cannot take any drugs. And I almost just paid him out just so I can take it. But one, I do not want to lose to this guy. I cannot lose to this guy. Okay. Have to make sure I crush him in every aspect. But the other reason I do not take Ozempic is that along the way on this weight loss journey, like everybody else on their journeys, you're going to have to learn how to deal with hunger, or maybe changing around your food items so much that you have very little to no hunger, like maybe upping your protein to maybe 40% of your calories. Then you might not be hungry at all. But is that sustainable? Who knows? But the reason I do not take Ozempic is one, the bet, two, the cost, and three, apparently after you get off of Ozempic, the weight comes back and your cardio-metabolic parameters kind of return back to baseline.
Worse. TikTok star Remy Bader details her past experience with the drug Ozempic and says she gained double the weight back after using it. The content creator opens up on the Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast with Amanda Hirsch, saying,
I get triggered by so many things with weight because I am also sensitive to it in a way that I'm like almost annoyed that it's this trendy thing now when I went on it for like actual
Why were you
issues.
offered it to go on?
Pre-diabetic, insulin resistance, gaining 50 to 80 pounds, like real, reasons that
But
like,
I wasn't judging real reasons.
right. And I think that's what people are mistaking right now with a lot of people that are talking about it.
So we're going to go ahead and hop in, but let me say something on a more optimistic front. I think that here in the early 2020s going forward, I think that we may have reached a peak in the eventual fall of the obesity epidemic, because they actually have drugs like Ozempic, some of the other ones. I know the names, but I don't want to mess it up. They have a way of stopping you from eating. And again, it's calories in, calories out. There's no escaping that math. Okay. So with that being said, maybe in another 50 years, if AI hasn't done this to us.
About the war, Judgment Day. They lived only to face a new nightmare. The war against the machines.
We may be able to actually look back on this time period and say, wow, I can't believe people used to get up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, 1,000 pounds like those folks over on My 600 Pound Life.
Food is like my best friend. Thank you. Can I have some juice, Miss V?
Can you believe that they actually get up to 5, 6, 7, 800 pounds? I mean, after a while, I know how I feel when I eat a lot of food. I feel like crap. Okay. But anyway, this is going to be a short video. We're going to go on ahead. I'm speaking like I'm God or something. When he said, let us go down and make men. It's just me here. There's no one else here. But let us go ahead and hop right on into it. So as I can tell you here, This was a study. This is a randomized controlled trial that was published in May of 2022. Weight regain and cardiometabolic effects after withdrawal of semaglutide, the step 1 trial extension. The main part that I want to bring up here is that of the 327 participants, from 0 to 68 weeks, mean weight loss was 17.3%. Let me tell you, that'd be like me going from 248 pounds down to 200 pounds in a little bit over a year. That is crazy. Following treatment with withdrawal, semaglutide and placebo participants regain 11.6% to 1.9% of the percentage points of weight loss, and respectively by week 120. So we're talking about almost 2 years out, they only lost 5%. So that would be like me going from my starting weight of 258 pounds. That would be like me going down to, let's round it up to 6. It'd be like me losing only like 12 or so pounds. So it'd be like me getting down to 236 pounds. And all the cardiometabolic improvements seen from week 0 to week 68 with semaglutide reverted toward baseline at week 120 for most variables. So apparently, if you do not actually change your habits, and let me make sure I say this, just so that we're clear, if you're fat, unless you somehow get the cheat code, you're going to have to, at least in the beginning, be used to being hungry. There's no other way to put it. I'm sorry to tell you. Okay. The other reason that I do not do this is the cost. This is from USA Today. Now, it's always very funny. Why does Ozempic cost so much? Senators grilled Novo Nordisk CEO for answers. If we go here in the United States, we are charged $968 for a month of Ozempic. So if you did that over the course of a year, you're talking about a little bit over $11,000, almost $12,000. Now, they can talk about the cost of the drugs in Canada, Denmark, and Germany, but like how my guy Thomas Sowell says,
and that there are no solutions, there are only trade-offs. And whatever you do to deal with one of man's flaws, it creates another problem.
That's the truth. Okay? So if we do not pay this is what exactly happens. You just don't get drugs. This is from science.org. We end up having it here, where drugs come from. So here in the good old US of A, where you can get away with charging people because it costs about $1 billion to bring a single drug to market. And there now, for anybody, by the way, this is a side note, for anybody who wants to literally lose as much money as possible, and you don't think that the Nights and Weekends guy know what he's talking about because you're some socialist who doesn't know a goddamn thing about the world, how about you go and throw your money at a well-researched by you biotech company? Ooh-wee. Boy, you better hold on for dear life. You better hodl, because a whole bunch of them go out of business. A whole bunch of them spend a ton of money and never get a dollar. But anyway, this is the reason why it costs so much here, is because we here in the United States, we actually subsidize these other places. So as we can see here, from 1998 to 2007, okay, let us go right here. The U.S. discovered nearly half the drugs approved during the period and accounts for roughly that amount of the market, for example. There are only two big exceptions, the UK and Switzerland, which both outperform their size. So the U.S. gets about half of the drugs. They are discovered here in the United States because here you're able to keep what you kill, at least until the patent runs out. Oh, by the way, things just don't become cheaper over time. It just doesn't just happen. I mean, you can go and look at the cost of a home. The reason why drugs and stuff like that, and maybe even computers, but more so drugs, become cheaper over time is because the patents run out, and then any company is able to essentially go to the patent office and learn how to make it. That's why your drugs are cheaper. It isn't just because that's just how it happens. That is ridiculous. But anyway, really quick, I just want to point something out here. The U.S. makes we discover here in the United States almost half the drugs. Then you have Japan, the UK and Germany are about equal in the low 20s. Switzerland is next with 13, France at 12. The rest of Europe, that includes Spain, Norway, Denmark, and any other mostly white country that you can name, they only get 29. They only go out and discover 29. Okay. And the rest of the world accounts for 7. Africa, South America, China, etc. That's crazy. But anyway, just so that we understand that in the future, when the patent runs out on Ozempic, it's going to be available for a whole lot cheaper. Okay. So those are the reasons that I don't do it, because one, it costs too much, at least for me. I'm not diabetic, so I get no subsidy. Two, I cannot break our bet. And 3, I would hate to spend $12,000 to $24,000 worth of my hard-earned money and then just to regain the weight. So like how my guy Aaron Clary says,
hard way, because there's only 2 ways in life. There's the hard way and the really hard way. And the really hard way is what you're doing now. And the reason the really hard way is because it presents itself as the easy way. You're like, I'll make quick money. And then all you end up doing is wasting your time. And you have to spend the exact same amount of time starting up a legitimate business.
Those are the only 2 ways, by the way, just so that we're clear. It's the hard way and the really hard way. That's it. So that's why I don't take Ozempic as much as I would love to. And even if I were to go to something like Mochi or some of the compounding pharmacies, it does end up working. But once you get off of that, are you ready for those hunger pangs to come back? And are you going to have the discipline and the will and maybe even the willpower to say no? Added and Marcus here. I wanted to throw in a clip. Yeah, the hard way and the really hard way. And I hope in the end, I don't turn into this after this journey reaches its rinse and repeat for the rest of my life cycle. I hope I don't turn into this. So, hey, that's it. That's why I'm not on Ozempic. I'm going to do this the really hard way. And we're just going to go from there. All right. So I will see y'all in a week. Next week is going to definitely be political because, boy, I've been just kind of just waiting for this October surprise. And again, I really hate to say this, but if you're going to go vote for Kamala, never mind. I will see y'all in a week. Bye.